Welcome to the inner world of orange. Today we're going to talk about perceptions, or why it's difficult to help a fish if it doesn't understand the concept of water. Over the years, people have come to me for advice and for help, and what I've found is that the people who are the trickiest to help are the ones who are most convinced about their reality and have kind of almost an inability to see it differently. So it's like they've been wearing, they've been wearing a set of goggles for all their lives, and they just cannot imagine the world differently. Another analogy would be like if these people who are very difficult to help. It's like a fish who's been swimming in water all its life, and so the fish comes to me and explains that, well, recently life has been very difficult because it cannot see clearly, and can I please do something so that it sees better? And if I say, well, yes, it's because the water is cloudy, let's change the water and you will see much better. And the fish is like, no, there's nothing to do, I don't know what you're talking about, I'm just swimming around and the world just looks like crap. The world needs to be changed. Like all that stuff out there needs to be cleaned, because it used to be perfectly clear and now it's dirty. Just clean the house. Like, no, the water is dirty. Let's clean the water, and then the house has been fine. It's been the same as it always was. And sometimes for me, trying to help somebody is like arguing with this fish, because that's been in the water for, it doesn't understand that it's in this stuff called water, and that this water can get dirty. And it's like a person who doesn't understand that he or she are in this thing called their mind, and their thoughts and perception, and that these perceptions can get cloudy, are usually quite cloudy and biased, and therefore the world looks to them dirty or unfriendly, or whatever the problem is. And it's not the world that needs cleaning up, it's their perceptions and their thinking. But if they don't even have the concept that between me and the world there is my thinking, just as if the fish does not have this idea that between me and what I see outside there is this stuff called water, if this is not clearly understood on some fundamental, deep core seated level, it's very, very difficult to make a change. Because every time it's like, well, no, that thing out there needs to change before I can be happy. And so it's a concept that I would just love to somehow be able to transmit to people, because it helps so much once you understand, no matter how angry I am or how strongly I feel that I'm totally right, it's my perception that is giving me this emotion and not the thing itself. It's never the thing itself, it's always my perception of it. There's always that water in between. I think everyone has had experience of reacting very, very strongly in one particular moment, and then the next day or maybe the next week looking back at the fallout and thinking, gee, I wonder what happened. That wasn't even such a big deal, it was very, very trivial. In fact, I wonder what went on. And this is, I think, very fascinating, because it means that what was true for you at one point in time is no longer true very shortly afterwards. It means that what you perceive, what that self perceive in a particular moment, then the self that comes afterwards has a completely different perception and is already disagreeing with it. Which raises the question of, well, how serious are these perceptions in the first place, if even I cannot agree with myself just myself from now and myself from 2 hours from now, they don't agree. But in that moment, I want the whole world to agree with myself. That is the kind of trouble that taking your perceptions seriously can get you into. I like to throw myself into the deep end, which means that I try this exercise, which is I wait until during the day there's some circumstance that really gets me worked up, and more worked up the better. And then I say to myself, hey, but wait, this is all your perception. And there's a part of me that's like, just shut up already. I want to get on with reacting. I want to, get angry, tell the other person to go to hell. Whatever it is, I want to react. Don't interrupt me now with this perception stuff. But, but even though I have that conflict, every single time it gets easier to say, actually you're right, actually that I don't need to go full out on my reaction right now, because it is just a perception, and reacting will only upset me even further, so why would I even do that? So that by questioning yourself at the moment when you would be most likely to not question yourself, that helps. That's really, it's kind of almost fun to do, because it's fun to put yourself in a tailspin. I find it at least fun to put my mind in a tailspin and kind of throw a spanner in the works, when my mind's like, right, at this time you're totally right, we've got this argument in the bag, I just have to open my mouth and say it, and you're like, oh wait, mind, it's just your perception, it's not real, it's just like, man, it's not real. It's fun. I find it kind of entertaining after a while, but yeah, so that's how I would do it. Thank you very much for listening, and if you'd like to receive updates, subscribe here.